Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Blossoms and Bourbon. My name is Mark. I'm the owner here at Creative Occasions. Happy sound, isn't that a happy sound? So welcome to my workroom. Today, it's getting nigh on to Valentine's Day, to use an old expression. And in flower world, you know, that's like our Super Bowl. And it's one of those things that, you know, it's just one of those challenging days, single largest business day in our business. So anyway, I thought it would be interesting to show you how to put together a traditional arrangement of 12 red roses. That kind of is the icon of flower arrangements for Valentine's Day. And I realized I had never done that as a video before. So I'm going to show you how we put together a dozen roses here. Even among my staff, there's some variation in how that happens, but I'm going to show you how I do it. And while I'm working on that, I'm going to be sipping on one of my favorites, a favorite that I'm revisiting today, Angel's Envy. This is their port cask finished product. Great distillery in Louisville, Kentucky that we have visited. If you're in Louisville, you should totally go there. It's very cool. The port cask finishing on this makes it a little bit red, so I thought that might be kind of a nice homage to the red roses that we're doing. To save a little bit of time, I did do a tape grid on this vase. So it's the clear tape that we've used before with the crisscross design, and then used some Baker or leather leaf green down through that tape grid just to create the base of the arrangement. A couple things about the tape grid. For our holiday here, for Valentine's Day, we love using a tape grid because it makes the arrangement nice and secure. The delivery staff is my regular staff plus some other volunteers and people who help just for the holiday, some of whom are not, you know, well versed in how to handle arrangements. So we want to make sure that they're especially secure before they go out the door. So that's one of the reasons that we do the tape grid. The love-hate relationship with the tape grid is that as you're working on it, sometimes you will actually push greenery down into the water. You all know how I feel about that. No foliage, no elements, floral elements in the water because it causes development of bacteria and such. So this can kind of be one of those things you just have to be a little bit careful about. Don't cram the grid too full of greenery because you're going to just you know, increase the odds immensely that you're going to push them down into the vase. Use enough that you're going to hold the flowers in place. This looks like it's going to work just fine. But yeah, that's one of those things. First couple of insertions will establish the overall height and width of the arrangement. Really with this arrangement, the width is being established with the greenery. The height has just been established with this first rose. I work from the center out when I'm doing a dozen roses. Some of my designers work in a different pattern. It's all kind of in how you were taught, I think, initially. And that's okay. You know, there's not anything wrong with that. So what I'm doing is the first one is in the center, and then we're going to create a ring around that first one with 5 more. When these come out of the pack, there are some that are a little bit longer, so I am using the longer ones for this row. And so there you kind of get that basis of how that is going to look. This is an all-around arrangement, so we're making sure that it's beautiful all the way around. We've got 5 on this row, 1 here. That's 6 so far. We have 6 left to do. Because there are 5 in the second row, that means we're going to come back and put 1 in between each one of these, and that will be the remaining 6. Now, to get the width, the exact width that we want, we do have to trim a little bit more off the stem because we're going to go in at an angle like this and go across. I want that to be about the width, so it's going to meet up pretty closely with the greenery that's in there. And so sometimes, instead of trying to get that stem all the way down in the bottom of the vase, it has to be trimmed a little bit shorter so that it lays against the side of the vase over here. So like this, if we were doing this one here. I'm going to cut that one about there, put that in here. And yes, these are going to move around a little bit as you're putting the other flowers in, hopefully not as you're taking them out like I'm doing. It really, especially with the tape grid, is not a difficult thing at all. In flower world, once you've done this a few times, you can kind of cruise through this pretty fast. And obviously for a holiday like Valentine's Day, that's kind of an important element, is to be able to do it quickly so that we're getting it ready to go out the door. Okay, can you see how that's beginning to happen? If this is the front, got a nice sort of rounded shape of those. I'm going to put those other two back here where they belong. In most traditional shops, there's going to be baby's breath in these. We offer for Valentine's Day a standard dozen, which has baby's breath, and then a premium upgrade, which has nicer greenery and a different filler flower in it. I am not a fan of baby's breath. You know, don't tell anybody, but I'm really not. And so one of the reasons that I'm not using baby breath in this video is because I don't like it. So there. This is white Monte Casino Aster. It is another filler that we often use in many arrangements, but certainly in with the white roses, or with the red roses, I'm sorry, because it's a nice contrast. And again, these were just kind of working in between the red roses. This variety of red rose we're using in this arrangement is called Freedom. It's kind of a sort of a standard in the floral industry for a red rose. Been around for quite a while. Now we'll have the same issue with the filler that we had with the rose. Trying to get that angle out just a little bit. We're going to have to cut the stem a little bit shorter to go against the wall of the vase over here. So tell me in the comments, what is your favorite thing for Valentine's Day? Do you like to receive roses for Valentine's Day? Do you like to receive another type of arrangement, perhaps a mixed arrangement that has different flowers in it other than roses? Do you think roses are just too expected? I would love to know your thoughts on that. When we have customers call during the holiday, that's one of the things that they say, okay, what are your specials, or what are you doing? And we'll talk to them about the options, what we have in terms of mixed arrangements, colors of roses. Do you like getting the roses, but you want to get another color and not red? That would also be an interesting thing to know. So I'm looking at the front. I'm going to spin that around to you. I really probably should have just one more piece of white Monte back here to fill in this hole. But I'm also going to add just a little bit of seeded eucalyptus, because I like the effect of it around the edge of the vase. And these are nice full stems of seeded eucalyptus. If we were doing a smaller arrangement, it would be great to kind of break these apart. But when I put this in, you'll see what this does to this. It's super nice. Okay, can you see what that does there? That extra texture that comes from the little seeded aspect of that eucalyptus variety. I think that's super nice in the vase. And again, in a very traditional shop or in a traditional manner of doing Valentine's Day roses, often a bow of some kind is added to the front of the arrangement. You know, just kind of parked right there in the middle in the front. That's perfectly acceptable. I don't know that that's necessary. I kind of like the look of just the green foliage, this eucalyptus, the filler together. I think that's beautiful. So, a quick and easy way to do a dozen roses, a very standard way. There are lots of beautiful ways that you can arrange roses for the Valentine's Day holiday. But I thought it might be a little bit interesting for you to see kind of behind the scenes how this production takes place. Tune in next for how we take care of these roses, or how you should take care of the roses actually after you get them home. It's going to be a fun episode where we talk about care and handling. Meanwhile, I'm going to have another sip of Angel's Envy. I appreciate you joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos. Hit the little bell icon so you'll be notified of new content. And until next time, cheers to you and to flowers every day. Thanks for joining.